Friends, I don't know about that. Just kidding. Very happy to have you guys here. All square, 1-1 SK Gaming versus Unicorns of Love. It came down to, well, a lot of things. Fox on an Assassin, Svenskeren early, and overconfidence from Unicorns of Love, and SK showing that they are confident even when they are down one game. Let's maybe start with picks and bans. For you guys, what jumped out? We saw the Shyvana. Finally, it got banned out so many times yesterday, and in the end, didn't really do that much.
Yeah, after that build-up being banned up so many times yesterday, I expected something more spectacular than that. Like, I've seen the Shyvana work before in other regions, but I didn't expect too much from it when it got locked in. Besides that, SK just had a really smart picks and ban. Like, picking up the Morgana first pick was really smart, taking it away from Thresh, from Millicent, who then has to pick the Thresh, and then you, of course, have the Black Shield that indirectly or directly counters the Thresh. They played the lane as aggressive as they should have, failed in the early game, and then it was just all about mentality. Such a strong mental performance from SK, like falling behind in the early game and then taking that lead anyway. Unicorns of Love, on the other hand, no impact on Power of Evil. That's not what you want to have on Lil Bonk. She was not able to roam. She was not able to make any picks. And the item build was a bit of questionable, if you ask me. Zhonya's first, and then the Morello in the mid game. Doesn't make that much of sense. Yeah, it was just, they forced it. They tried to force it.
Yeah, like you look at the Shyvana pick, and I'm thinking, you know, we haven't scrimmed the Shyvana, so I don't know the exact win conditions of Shyvana, but I can only imagine it's to take the AD carry out of the fight. But I would think that if your pick is entirely based on focusing the AD carry, I think it should kill it, no? Because like he wasn't even killing Forgiven. Like it seemed really weird. And one of the other things is, like, when you look at top laners, you generally look, okay, well, they pick this top laner. We need to pick something that's more impactful, more useful. A lot of the things is how useful is this top laner. And I didn't really see the Shyvana doing anything that was spectacular. Like, I'm sure there was a lot more picks. I can't name any off the top of my head, but I can only imagine that, like, there's more champions that are more useful than that. Another thing I wanted to touch on was just, like, Svenskeren's Lee Sin. You don't see a lot of Lee Sin. At least he's not that high on the priority list right now, and he really imposed his will on the early game. Like, you saw the dual lane of Unicorns of Love beating the SK dual lane. The Unicorns of Love dual lane has been beating, winning their lanes a lot. Like, hats off to them. I don't think we've been commenting on them a lot, but they've been doing a really good job as a dual lane. And then Svenskeren just makes sure his team gets out of the early game. He says, okay, dual lane, you guys give up a kill, that's okay. I'm going to make sure we stick in this. And then he really enabled his team to take over in the mid and late.
Yeah, exactly. 4-0, I think, in a matter of a couple of minutes. And then, of course, it also freed up Fox, who was doing good in his lane. Even if he doesn't get any kills roaming, he puts on so much pressure on the lanes that he's roaming to. And the difference was so clear. He should keep going for something like that, even though Zed might not be an option in the next game.
Yeah, it definitely should have been banned. Like, Zed is the strongest champion for Fox by far. By far. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to let it go, but you laugh at it yourself.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. It was just because it's a nice phrase. So you have to take the Z away from Fox, because if Fox gets rolling with that, there's just no coming back for him. He was having an incredible, like, perfect show-off on the champion. And as I said earlier in the beginning, he's underrated. He can put his team on his back. And with the help of Svenskeren in the early game, he just put it up through the late game and then win the game.
And I'm kind of frustrated because you saw the first item, Hourglass, out of Power of Evil. Okay, sure, you can justify it. But where is the QSS? You should go 1 item, 2 item, QSS. There's no way. Yeah, Vardex. There's no reason you should go 3 items into QSS. And then they don't even have the PD finish. So I'm thinking a Dragon. Are we gonna go to the Dragon replay?
We can if you want to. We can pull it up right now. Indeed.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't even think you should be taking this fight in the first place, because if you don't have the QSS finish, you can't take this fight because Zed is just gonna destroy your team. Dentist, you want to take over?
Yeah, like, this is just one of the 2 situations where Unicorns of Love had a questionable decision-making. In that moment, every one of his K is alive, so it is sure that they try to contest it, and with Svenskeren on Lee Sin, there's a high chance that they're going to get the Drake. And afterwards, Unicorns of Love are behind. SK can format themselves how they want to, and then just take kill after kill. The second scene that was questionable, the Baron. They started it themselves. They don't need to. They scale into late game. They have 2 super tanks with the jungle in the top lane, and they have an AD carry who goes 3 damage items into QSS. You don't want to fight them up until the point where your AD carry has the QSS. And they started to force fights way earlier. can't work.
It comes back to the criticism we had of the Unicorns of Love about halfway through the split. We said they don't have a pause button. They showed it here. If they're not miles and miles ahead, they'll try and force the issue, and you can't do that versus a team like SK Gaming. As you said on Aurel Fox, huge game on him, and I hope this doesn't dissuade Power of Evil from playing those all-in hard assassin champions, but if he is going to, he has to go a different item path, and he has to just try and put the same amount of pressure on the map by roaming, because I think I was surprised that we didn't see that.
Yeah, absolutely. But as a matter of fact, he knows when Zed is open, he can't pick the Kog'Maw into it, because that just doesn't make sense. With Syndra and Cassiopeia, 2 other champions of his are just taken away. So LeBlanc is a good pickup, but he has to go for a winning lane. If you rush the Zhonya's, you don't go for a winning lane. It's a skill matchup in slight favor of Zed, but a player like Power of Evil can take the W in the lane. So rush the Morellicons, try to win the lane, and then make plays by roaming. That's the Power of Evil I want to see.
Yeah, and maybe just a bit more patience in their fights. They're taking, I think, Unicorns like to take all the fights, but I don't think that's generally correct, as you saw in this game. But one of the actual things I wanted to touch on is maybe, yeah, they should ban away. I almost said we should. They should ban away the Zed because, like you said, it's going to open up a lot more picks and then allow them to, diversify their strategies out of the mid lane.
Yeah, we will see. But fantastic showing here by SK Gaming, as you say, that mental fortitude and just going on that confidence, picking those fights and closing it out. For now, though, we need to take a break as we set up for Game 3 between the Unicorns of Love and SK. It's all tied up and 1 win apiece. And the next Dead Nexus will take it to match point, so stay with us.
If this game goes to 5 games, can we order cheeseburgers?
Okay, then get for dinner.
I'm not even joking.
What? Taco?
Yeah.
Like, can we get taco here?
Taco, good, Mickey D.
And also he has the kill pressure.
Oh, the death sentence connects! It's gonna land on a Flame Chompers! Hillesung has done it again! They're coming from the river. That's a Dragon's Rage to boot them back. The fat man comes in and throws the barrel down. All of a sudden, Fox is popped. The Roam grabbed themselves.
Really?
It connected! The Super Mega Death Rocket's available with a BF Sword and a pickaxe. That is body blocked! Svenskeren saves Forgiven's life.
Gonna take the safe route though, because he has no outlaws yet. But
he steals it! Svenskeren gets the second dragon. Death sentence onto Fox, but the Tibbers stuns up the Unicorns of Love.
I go over. Let's go, get it. Go to Jinx.
Push mid.
Jinx.
Killer. Nice.
And SK Gaming will pick up a game in the series to even it at 1-1.